Hello everybody, Andy here from Glass Half Dead, sat right in the corner like I'm a little Spartan. So, Halo Flashpoint, what's that? Good question, I'm going to tell you. So, in case you are coming over from Halo, the actual computer game, let's start there, right? Halo is a computer game. Moving on, no, sorry. It seems like what we are representing in this miniature skirmish game from Mantic is going to be the PvP aspect of that, which is four players versus 4 players. That's how it works. The general gist is you're playing some sort of death match, perhaps capture the flag. You run around the map and you pick up different weapons as you go, trying to get the good drops or whatever. How, you know, whether you want the big killy sword or you want the assault rifle or the sniper rifle or the shotgun, whatever. Okay, so you can swap weapons and then use your favorite weapon to kill stuff, and you kind of know where these weapons spawn on the map, and that's kind of it. There you go. But it's a 4v4 mode. Well, in Halo Flashpoint, it's looking kind of like that's what we're getting. We are getting a simulation on a miniature skirmish level 4v4 of PvP. There you go. How are they symbolising that? So, we'll get to it in a moment, but it looks like you can pick up weapons as you go. We also have some rules. We can see these data cards. I'm going to cover those in a moment. We also have miniatures. We also have the basics of the game. So, if you look at a video I released, I think about 2 weeks ago now, it was called, I think it was called, this is, you know, the best miniature skirmish, the best beginner's skirmish game. Something akin to that, and that was a game called Deadzone by Mantic Gmes. Now, the reason I think it's the best, well, obviously you should go and just watch that video, and certainly if you're interested in Halo Flashpoint, go and watch that video, because, spoilers, as I'm about to go over for the rest of the video, I think it's literally an identical game, as in every aspect of it is identical. We don't know the rules yet, but we know it's a D8 system, just like this is. We know that it's based on a cube map. You can see the grid above me. And because we can see these data cards, we can read a few of the keywords. And I'm going to, spoilers, they are the same keywords as in Deadzone. I think what Mantic has done is taken a skirmish game and just reskinned it. I don't think they've changed anything. I think they just said we have a rule system and we're going to attach it to a known IP. And if I'm honest, I think that's a really good idea. Look, I think Deadzone is a genuinely great game, by which I mean the rule system of Deadzone is a really great game. Nobody plays Deadzone, right? I forgot to say this in my video. What I meant to add was, you should buy Deadzone to get people into wargaming, but you're going to have to buy both teams for yourself. Nobody else plays it, which is such a shame. They should. It's a brilliant system. There's no downsides. It's just, you know, it's a tough market. Mantic. Yeah. So, if you take this same rule system and apply a recognizable IP to it, I think that's a really good idea, if I'm honest. Like, I'm not even trying to be a Mantic simp here, just to clarify. I just genuinely think that the rule set is so solid, but people that buy into miniatures games, they want a known IP. They want to know where they are. They don't really want to learn 1001 random generic sci-fi things. Now, I like the Warpath universe, not the point of this video though. Let's go through these things. What do we know? That's my summary. Now let's go over the pictures that we have. So, what do we know about it? So it is literally Deadzone. It's using D8s. It's on a 2x2 map that is on an 8x8 grid, just like Deadzone. It is using, as we can see here, cubular terrain, and it's using models that look too small for the miniatures. If I'm honest, this base looks too small for this model, but we have better pictures in a moment. How's it releasing? It looks, again, this is all speculation. Just to clarify, This is all speculation. If I say something that sounds like fact, it is guesswork based on what we see here. I think a lot of it is very solid, easy to guess, like easy to assume guesswork, but we don't technically know anything, right? Like, they haven't come out and said, yes, we've reskinned Deadzone, but yes, they have reskinned Deadzone, you know? Anyway, cubular terrain, Halo models, cool. Let's keep going. This is another model. Now, I'm not the biggest Halo lore dude. I'm not gonna lie. I think the ring, the Halo, that's cool. That's about the extent of it. This is not a standard looking Spartan. Maybe you guys know. Is this the ODST drop troopers? I don't know. But he's not a regular Spartan. Right, we come to this. Yes, so Deadzone. Right. No, you know what? I'll come back to this one because I've sat on this one for ages. We can smash through the rest because they're kind of, they tell us a bit more. Here we go. We see in the top right corner there, we can see different colored models. We're going to have a closer look at them in a moment. But as you see, the blue, the red, and are they green? Are they grey? I'm colorblind. I don't know. Are all 4 model teams. Cool. Again, because that's the PvP. They are copying the PvP, which is, in fairness, a difference to Deadzone. Deadzone does not have a 4 model team. There you go. So perhaps the difference in the primary difference is the number of models on the board. We also see some of the terrain. This terrain is cubular, exactly like all of this Deadzone terrain I have. Right, here we go. This is the Mantic Deadzone terrain. It will fit exactly on that. So if you have your Deadzone terrain, you can still use that. There you go. Right, we keep going. This is just another angle. Cool. Oh, I've got that backpack. Oh, very nice. Right, here we go. Halo Flashpoint, Spartan Edition. Obviously prototype, so everything could change, but it won't, let's be honest. So, there you go. Cool. Spartan Edition, we believe, is the red and the blue team. Oh, red and blue, that's like a thing, isn't it? Rooster teeth and such. It looks like you can buy this and it's going to be your red team versus your blue team. And you also get, is it going to show up next? No, that's the Recon Edition. Don't know what that is. It would be weird to sell just like a single team. So presumably you get something different in the Recon Edition. One team would be weird, I feel, but who knows? Here we go. So here we have a punch board and we can see this is their, to clarify, their plastic terrain is very nice quality, very cubular. I like that word. Nice hard wearing, good, like GW plastic, good hard plastic. This here, presumably for monetary purposes, is card, and that's fine because look, some card terrain is great. I've got some battle systems terrain, I've got some sci-fi parts of it, I've got some fantasy village parts of it. Perfect, like genuinely really great stuff. I've also used thicker stuff like from Tinkerturf terrain or the Infinity stuff that comes in their operational boxes. All good. Card terrain is fine. There you go. However, these bits here, you see these? Maybe you can't see them. These are weapons. These are tokens. So it looks like what you're going to do is you're going to put these tokens. Remember, we're playing PvP Halo. You are going to be able to run around and pick up different weapons. Now, Deadzone, again, already has implemented how you pick up tokens. That's something you can already do in the game. Except presumably now they're just going to have a modifier saying, oh, when you pick this up, use this weapon profile. Easy. Nice. Lovely. The Halo Flashpoint rulebook. Cool. Just an opening of that. Nice. Here we go. Finally. So these are how the models are going to look. Now, again, prototypes. Prototypes, right? These look fine. Don't know what base sizes those are, but they look significantly larger than if we can go back. That's a teeny tiny base. That looks bad. I'm happy to say that looks bad. That's a 25mm base, and both the back edge of its foot and the front edge is overhanging. That needs to be a bigger base. But we then go and look at this. Very nice. Now, what size base is that? 30, 32, 40s? If that's a 40mm base, that's a good size model. That's what I would actually like to see. Now, they have said, in case you're not aware, that the game is going to be on standard 28mm scale. Okay? However, Spartans are big. That doesn't, so therefore, even though the game itself is on 28mm scale, Spartans are big models. So, big people, right? So they are going to be larger than 28mm. So, is that a 32mm base or is that a 40mm base? Personally, I hope for 40. I suspect 32. I suspect from Mantic's perspective, 32 makes the most sense because then you could have some Halo dudes, some Master Chiefs in 40k, right? I mean, that's the standard what people do. There you go. We see some red dudes as well. Isn't that nice? Now, they're different sculpts, I believe. Yes, there's at least a few different sculpts on the blue and the red team. Again, looking nice, no complaints. No notes. These, again, prototypes, anything could change. These look to be kind of standard, good quality board game figure plastic, which is totally fine for me. Like, I think the A Song of Ice and Fire models are absolutely, totally, 100% fine and perfect for gaming. Are they 3D printed? Are they resin? No idea. I assume, though, that it's all pre-built and pre-coloured. So you can just take out your red guys and your blue guys, throw them straight onto the board. And if I had to guess, if Mantic has done it correctly, they will also make it so that once you've punched out all of your terrain, it all goes back in the box, right? And then finally we see the elites. Very nice. Again, it's just I'm going to say they're grey. I don't know. It's just another army, which is good. It's proof that, yes, we get the Master Chiefs, etc. The Spartans. That's the word, Spartans. I blanked on it. But we also are going to get other factions, even right from the start. The elites makes total sense because we can stick with 4v4. I would be very surprised if we did not further down the line get the Flood and get just is it the UNC Marines? Some acronym, Marine Corps. Yes. These are all obvious expansions, right? Nice. Now let's quickly jump back to the cards, okay? I just want to touch on the cards very briefly, okay? My one issue with Deadzone, as I do call it out in the video that I hope you go and watch because I basically just simp for Deadzone for about 25 minutes, is the stats. Let me show you, sorry. Here we go. I've only got one hand, okay? These are the stats. It's like an Excel spreadsheet, all right? This is such a nice, streamlined, simple, intuitive game, but it doesn't look like it because of the stats. It's quite scary, in fact, okay? Now, looking at these cards, we can clearly see they're using identical stats. For example, here we see this guy has a keyword, Energy Shield 1 and Tactician 1. Those exist already in Deadzone. Energy Shield and then 1 or 2 is already a keyword. Tactician 1 or 2, already a keyword. All of those acronyms, speed, ranged attack, all that stuff is all already right here. These are identical stat lines. The only thing different is that the Spartan models don't have the 7th stat. What is the 7th stat? SZ, size. Because of course you're not going to, they're single molded models. You're never going to need to think, oh, what size base do I put this model on? No. That's the only stat missing. And then if we look at the weapons, quite interesting. So they're all different, weirdly, but they all have the same name. So it says default range weapon, default close combat weapon. But then they have so the weapon, the type, the range, which of course we know is that you just count the cubes, so you don't need to measure anything. They have AP, and then they also have keywords. The keywords you see there, again, already exist. We see those right here. I can tell you right now what rapid fire, rate of fire do. It says optics. I assume that's going to be sniper rifle as a keyword, right? If you play Deadzone, and like Deadzone, it really looks like you're going to be able to play HALO Flashpoint out of the box. And the only thing you're going to have to learn is how equipping weapons on the fly works. Because again, what did I just say? These are titled as. The name of these weapons is default range weapon, default close combat weapon. Because you're not meant to be using them. You're meant to run around to the pick up weapon tokens, pick it up, and then use that weapon. It's going to replace whatever your, or in addition, and then it's always going to be more powerful, so you'd always use that. Right? Nice. Anyway, that seems to be HALO Flashpoint from Mantic. Something that if you really want, you are not going to have to hobby, because it's all already pre-colored plastic, pre-assembled plastic. If you haven't seen a Song of Ice and Fire models in person, they look great. Like, don't get me wrong, they could use sometimes you get a scene that if you're really anal about things, you could touch up, but I don't, because they look perfect, like from afar, you know. As soon as they're on a table, they look spot on. If you're doing like a really up close Instagram pic, maybe you want to clean up like one or two gaps, but it's gaps you clean up, not the mold lines. The mold lines are totally fine on these models. I assume they're doing something very similar here. And that's it. HALO Flashpoint. Very hype, very cool. If I'm honest, I much like I said in my video, I think Deadzone is such a solid rule set that can genuinely bring in more players to war. All walks of wargaming need to have Deadzone in its corner. Even if you're not a skirmish guy, the fact that this is ready to play out of the box and it is simple and fun, no measurements, everyone should have Deadzone in their wargaming library so they can pull it out to convert people. But now, it might as well be this, because one of the criticisms of Deadzone is kind of the models. Some of them are pretty old at this point, okay, and they haven't weathered well, and they're just grey plastic or resin, as we know. Fixed. Problem fixed. Known IP, so you're going to have new eyes on wargaming in general. I'm pretty hyped for this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of getting beginners into wargaming, and I think that a known IP ready to play out of the box is a really, really smart move. Smart from Mantic, but also smart for all wargamers to have to be able to use. Anyway, there you go. Let me know what you think. Peace out. Stay hydrated.